Don Quixote by Miguel de Cervantes Saavedra. The adventurous dreamer Don Quixote, an aging nobleman from La Mancha, reads so many chivalric novels that he loses his sanity. He decides to become a knight-errant and sets out on a series of absurd adventures. He renames himself Don Quixote and his loyal squire, Sancho Panza. The Windmill Battle. Don Quixote's first major encounter is with windmills, which he mistakes for giants. Despite Sancho's warnings, he charges at them with his lance, only to be defeated and injured. This episode sets the tone for Don Quixote's delusions. Rocinante and Dapple. The reader learns about the two faithful steeds in the story, Don Quixote's noble but aged horse, Rocinante, and Sancho Panza's humble donkey, Dapple. These animals play important roles throughout the novel. Dulcinea del Toboso. Don Quixote becomes enamored with a peasant woman named Aldonza Lorenzo and imagines her as the beautiful Dulcinea del Toboso, his idealized love. He vows to perform heroic deeds in her name. The Inn Adventures. Don Quixote and Sancho stay at an inn, where they encounter various characters. Don Quixote mistakes common objects and people for magical beings and knights. This leads to humorous and often chaotic situations. The Shepherd's Play. Don Quixote interrupts a pastoral play and attempts to impose his chivalric values on the shepherds. This episode highlights the clash between idealism and reality. The Knight of the White Moon. A new character, the Knight of the White Moon, challenges Don Quixote to defeat another knight in combat. Don Quixote loses and agrees to return home for a year, renouncing his chivalric pursuits. The Knight of the Mirrors. Don Quixote, unable to abandon his knightly ambitions, returns to the road. He encounters the Knight of the Mirrors, who humiliates him by revealing his madness through a mirror. This event deeply affects Don Quixote's psyche. The Return to La Mancha. After numerous misadventures and moments of lucidity, Don Quixote decides to return to his home in La Mancha. He reconciles with his family and becomes sane briefly before his death. The legacy lives on. In the final section, Don Quixote becomes ill and dies, believing he is renouncing his chivalric delusions on his deathbed. However, Sancho Panza, now a wise governor, continues to believe in his former master's ideals. The novel closes with the idea that the spirit of Don Quixote lives on in those who read his story. Don Quixote by Miguel de Cervantes Saavedra is a timeless masterpiece that explores the complexities of idealism, delusion, and the enduring power of imagination, told through the adventures of an eccentric knight-errant and his loyal squire, leaving a lasting legacy in the world of literature.